These 7 weird habits confuse people, but psychologists say they're signs of genius. You know that person who talks to themselves, has a messy desk, and stays up until 3 a.m.? Yeah, the one everyone thinks is a little weird. Psychologists have made the startling discovery that those are not symptoms of dysfunction. In actuality, they are characteristics of genius-level intelligence. And if you have even 3 of these traits, your mind might be operating on a level most people can't even comprehend. Let's find out which ones you have. Trait 1, you talk to yourself. Let's begin with something you most likely keep hidden from other people. Talking aloud to yourself. Psychologists have found that self-directed speech is a sign of advanced cognitive processing. Talking to oneself improves performance on tasks requiring concentration and problem solving, according to a study published in the Quarterly Journal of Experimental Psychology. Why? Because speaking causes several different parts of the brain to fire at once. You are simultaneously hearing, processing language, and strengthening neural pathways in addition to thinking. It was Einstein. It was Mozart. Not only do geniuses think about issues, but they also have conversations with themselves about them. Trait 2, you're a night owl. After midnight, do you come to life? Psychologists describe you as extremely intelligent, but society labels you as lazy for sleeping in. High IQ scores are directly correlated with a preference for nighttime, according to research from the London School of Economics. Why? Because it takes more evolved thinking and greater cognitive flexibility to depart from our ancestors' daytime routines. Night owls are more creative at night, have better working memory, and have more activity in the parts of the brain linked to complex thought. Obama, Tesla, and Darwin are all undeniably night owls. You understand exactly what I mean if you've had your best ideas at 2 in the morning. Trait 3, you have a chaotic environment. Everyone criticizes you for having a messy desk. That isn't disorder, according to University of Minnesota research. That's how a genius-level mind manifests itself physically. According to the study, individuals in messy settings came up with more original and creative solutions than those in neat ones. Why? Because chaotic settings liberate you from traditional thinking and foster new viewpoints. The secret is that it's not haphazard messiness. Because your brain has developed a sophisticated organizational system that doesn't rely on conventional techniques, you most likely know exactly where everything is. If a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, of what then is an empty desk a sign? Is a famous quote from Einstein. Despite his infamously disorganized workspace, he created the theory of relativity. Trait 4, you're brutally curious. Do you ask why all the time? Do you go down rabbit holes on Wikipedia and come out 3 hours later? Do people find it annoying that you have so many questions? One of the main traits of genius-level intelligence is this unwavering curiosity. Psychologists refer to it as a need for cognition or a desire for sophisticated reasoning and problem solving. Intellectual curiosity is a more reliable indicator of success than IQ alone, according to research published in the Journal of Individual Differences. Why? Because the neural networks of inquisitive minds are always growing, changing, and learning. Leonardo da Vinci penned thousands of pages with inquiries concerning everything from water flow to human anatomy. Your brain is functioning at a level that most people's aren't if you can't watch a documentary without looking up every topic. Trait 5, you're highly adaptable to change. Do you find predictability boring, even though most people love routine? Do you do well in the face of uncertainty? Superior intelligence is characterized by this cognitive flexibility. People with higher IQs are more adaptive in new situations, according to a study published in the journal Intelligence. What's amazing is that most brains use resistance to change as a survival strategy. Advanced cognitive processing takes precedence over primitive instincts when your brain actively seeks it out. Researchers have found that individuals who are more adaptive have stronger connections between different parts of the brain and more active prefrontal cortexes. There are more ways for your brain to retrieve and process information in real time. Trait 6, you daydream constantly. Do you recall being told to stop daydreaming by your teachers? As it happens, they were mistaken. Daydreamers have better working memory and score higher on creativity tests, according to research from the University of California. Your brain's default mode network, which is involved in imagination, future planning, and making connections between disparate pieces of information, is activated when you daydream. Your brain is performing sophisticated simulations, testing theories, and creating connections that your conscious mind hasn't yet caught up to when you're gazing into space. While daydreaming beneath a tree, Newton made the discovery of gravity. In a bath, Archimedes had his aha moment. Your brain may be processing information on several levels at once if people are constantly bringing you back to reality. And trait 7, you feel like you don't fit in. This is the major one, the one that might be a little painful to admit. Do you feel that people around you are fundamentally different from you? Not haughtily, but lonesomely? Like, even when you use the same words, you're speaking a different language. This is known as existential isolation, according to psychologists, and it is very prevalent in highly intelligent people. Here's why. You're actually experiencing reality differently when your brain processes information differently, when you recognize patterns that others overlook, and when you challenge presumptions that others take for granted, and distance results from that. According to a study published in the journal Intelligence, individuals with higher IQs prefer solitude or smaller social circles and are less satisfied with social interactions. However, this isn't due to their antisocial behavior. The reason for this is that cognitive compatibility is necessary for meaningful connection. Consider this. Casual conversation can be draining if you're always thinking 5 steps ahead, challenging underlying systems, or recognizing connections that others don't. It's similar to playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess. Though they are essentially different, neither game is superior. Almost every known genius in history has written about feeling alone, misinterpreted, or out of step with society. Van Gogh, Curie, and Tesla all battled this disconnect. But here's the important part. This isn't a flaw. The cost of perception is this. When you see what others don't, you'll inevitably feel what others don't. Furthermore, your brain is actually telling you to look for your cognitive peers, those who share your values in today's connected world, because you feel different. They exist, they're just rarer.